Jonathan Barkon with DreadCentral.com, and I'm here with Jenn Wexler and Ashleigh Snead from The Ranger. How are the two of you doing?
Great.
Great. You sound so excited, and The Ranger's premiering tonight?
I'm so excited. The Ranger's premiering tonight. It's a great day, guys.
The best day. This is the best day. And we're in Austin. It's amazing.
We're in Austin, Texas. We're not in New York where there's snow. It's a great
It was
day.
90 degrees yesterday. It was great.
Yeah.
It's hot.
And I'm from Michigan, so it's probably also snow there. So I'm very happy that we're here and they can have their weather.
Yeah.
We'll deal with this as we go on.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. Just talk about the inception of The Ranger and how it's gotten to this point and how you two ended up working together.
Yeah, so The Ranger was, I went to school in Philadelphia at the University of the Arts, and one of my good friends and I were in this screenwriting major, and this was his senior screenplay. And I was always really obsessed with the idea of punks versus a park ranger. It felt like this comic book or movie that should have already existed. And so I kind of carried that with me in the back of my head as something that would be so awesome. But we didn't know what to do with it at the time because we didn't really know how to make movies. And then years later, I figured out that part and I was like, yo, Jocko, find that script and let's make this thing. I want this to be the first movie that I direct.
Wonderful. And Ashley, how did you come aboard the project?
So I work with a company called Hood River Entertainment, and my producing partner had worked with Larry Fessenden and Glass Eye Pictures for many years. He had a great relationship with them, and he reconnected with Jenn at Fantasia, I believe, where she was showing a teaser trailer for this concept, and they talked. We talked and we said, this seems like a great way to collaborate. I think he and Larry had been looking for a reason to collaborate. So we read the script, we love it, we met with them, and we got on board.
Wonderful. Now, for the filming process, I have to ask, how punk rock was the shoot?
I mean, it's at its core, it's a punk movie, and that's on the screen and behind the camera through and through.
What was the soundtrack that you blasted to get everyone in the right frame of mind?
It was actually really cool. Our composers, Wade McNeil and Andrew Gordon McPherson, Wade is in Alexis on Fire and Gallows, they actually wrote the score, but they wrote a song. The punks sing a song as they're driving to the woods, and they wrote this song, and we shot that scene, and then the whole cast just kept singing that song over and over for the rest of the shoot. So
do you still love that song, or is it now one of those things that when it happened, you're like, everybody, please stop it?
No, I was yeah, I was totally into it. Now I'm a little bit I've heard it a lot of times.
A couple times, yeah.
A couple times.
How many plays does it have on your iTunes?
Yeah, right? Thousands.
So horror, as you said, horror and punk, it seems to be something that would fuse well together for a great many reasons, but can you talk to me why you think they're such a good marriage?
Man, I think it comes down to this DIY kind of thing. Horror fans, we're used to watching those movies that were with people that make their own blood effects and gore effects and things like that, and we love that, and we're passionate about those things, and that's why horror is a lot of people's first movies, I think, because it's an accessible way into filmmaking. And for me, it's never just been about a first movie or any of that, actually, because I want to just make horror forever. I want everything I do to always have a genre element, and I've certainly felt that way in terms of everything that I produce, even things that on their face don't seem to be horror. There's always some kind of genre element to it. And yeah, I think it's just the community is so passionate for it. And it's the same thing with music, and with punk music especially. There's just a passion and a raw energy for both of these things.
Okay. And Ashley, what about you? What do you think is the marriage of punk and horror?
I mean, I think exactly what Jenn was saying. You have these two communities that are very passionate and will kind of come out to take in, if you can get something in front of them that they'll enjoy, whether it's punk music or it's horror, if you can deliver, a great experience, I think they'll really get behind it and really enjoy it. And I think that is one of the exciting things about making a genre film or making music that people love. Is just like, I think people could get really enthusiastic if they'll enjoy this film and they'll get behind it, and that's great. Yeah, and I'm not a punk rocker. Maybe at heart. Heather Buckley tells me, our other producer, I'm a punk rock at heart, but I don't really look at. Although I've learned all about punk through this experience, which has been great. So
it's a good learning experience.
It is. Yeah, I've gotten the crash course from experts, Jenn and Heather, and yeah.
So one of the things about both punk rock and about horror is that there's often a lot of misconceptions that surround it and the people that take it in, that love it. So can you talk about how this film may challenge those misconceptions?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think something that was really important to me was that our cast, that our characters, you love them and you want to hang out with them, and they remind you of like your friends and everything. There's often in horror movies, people are kind of just like set up to be killed, and you have the blonde bimbo type and the football player dude and whatever, these types. And for me and Jocko, we really wanted to create this group of characters that was just like, that it just felt like you were hanging out with them. And then you have, the whole, rebellion versus authority aspect to the film. And they go to the woods and they come up against the ranger. And I don't want to say too much, but it was mostly just like creating a group of friends.
You are holding a lot back with this film until tonight's premiere.
I really just want people to watch the movie first, and then the floodgates will be open. We'll talk about everything.
Which is why we got the interview today and not tomorrow. So speaking about that, with the film premiering tonight, what do you think fans will get out of seeing this film?
I hope I hope they get an adrenaline rush. I hope they're like, hell yeah, I just want to fucking rock out and punch a wall right now. That's what I hope. I hope that that energy occurs for each and every viewer.
Yeah. I think midnight movies are really fun too. I think there's like a special energy in that room when you go in at midnight, as opposed to a screening that's during the day. You kind of go in at midnight, everyone's, sometimes they'll just start clapping when the lights go down, and I don't know, it's just like a really fun energy. And I think the film is really fun, so I think everyone's going to have a good time tonight, I hope.
Awesome. And I know that there is no defined locked release date or distribution plan, but what are the hopes, and when would you like to see this film come out so the rest of the world can join in this energy?
I want everybody to see it right away. I wish everybody could come to our screening tonight. But we're going to be playing a lot of festivals coming up. We're going to be playing Boston Underground and What the Fest, which is the New York premiere at IFC Center, and also the Chattanooga Film Festival. Chattanooga is throwing this party for the Ranger at a whiskey distillery, which is really cool with punk bands and stuff. And that's just the start. So that's just this month alone. So we're trying to get it out there in all ways.
It's almost a very punk rock approach to it.
It's true.
So. Jenn's going on tour with the movie.
I am.
Now we need to know what's in the rider. What does she need? No green M&Ms?
Yeah. No, I'm good with those.
Don't worry, she doesn't have very specific visions for things that she needs.
Right. No. None at all. Yeah. Or at least that's how I act at first. And I'm like, actually.
I don't care what's in my hotel room. But this. No, just kidding.
All right. Well, Ashleigh, Jenn, thank you so very much, and I'm really excited for The Ranger to premiere tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks so much for checking out this interview. We want to thank our sponsors, Dark Sky Films, Shudder, and Epic Pictures for their support. Also, a big thanks go out to South by Southwest Convention for having us here. To subscribe to our channel for amazing content, go ahead and click right here. To follow all of our South by Southwest coverage, you want to follow this playlist. To see amazing exclusive horror clips, click here, and make sure to get the very best in horror news by going to dreadcentral.com. Thank you so much.